So we all know the sun's energy is crucial for good health. But do you know that the Earth's energy is too? When we make direct contact with the surface of the Earth, our bodies receive a charge of energy that makes us feel better, fast. This is called earthing. You see, throughout history, people were always naturally absorbing the Earth's energy. But in today's world, we live most of our lives inside. And even when we do go outside, we usually wear shoes, which prevent us from connecting. So, of course, we often feel drained and achy, because we go days or even years without ever touching the Earth. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can start receiving the benefits of earthing by going barefoot outside. The more time, the better. This alone can be life-changing, and it's free.
Some of the most radical ideas are really the most simple. I mean, you look at grounding, for example, or earthing, putting your bare feet on the ground. You'll soak up lots of electrons because the Earth is negatively charged, and our bodies are so full of free radicals from, anything from heavy metals to air pollution, to trans fats. I mean, our body is being inundated with, a firestorm of free radicals. So you've got to put the fire out. And you can put that fire out in many different ways. The earliest and the most primitive form of healing the body is putting your bare feet on the ground. I call it caveman medicine, or the barefoot revolution. When you go to a beach, or you take a beach vacation, or you go barefoot in the park, or you sleep in the park on your back, or you're looking at the stars at night and you're grounded, people say, I feel really good. That really shifts the autonomic nervous system to a point where it's functioning better. And that's what it's all about. When you walk barefoot, you're literally soaking up millions of electrons in the body.
The concept is that when we're literally in touch with the Earth, we absorb electrons that help neutralize the free radicals in our body that damage our cells.
We're talking about walking barefoot in order to cure exhaustion and weight gain. There's some eyes rolling out there. I got to say, I think a lot of folks are going to see this is where Dr. Mercola, he fell off the wagon on this one. Who's doing this and who gave this idea?
Well, it's because it's not simply walking barefoot. It's the devil's in the details. It's walking barefoot on the Earth. And the Earth is a massive source of free electrons, and when you do that, these electrons go into your body, and they help normalize a lot of the positive ions that are there that tend to accelerate oxidative damages and lead to things like free radicals.
We know that we need the sun for our bodies to make vitamin D. That's something we're all really familiar with. We also need the Earth's energy, and it does really important things in our body.
The human body is primarily electrical. Our brain, our muscles, our heartbeat, our thoughts, everything is in our body is electrical first, chemical second. And so when we're standing on the Earth, we feel better because our body is electrically stable.
Oprah's research was sparked by concern over how modern life has disconnected most of us from the Earth.
So you can detoxify the body. Whenever you take on electrons in the body, you're making the blood thinner. So instead of the blood being more like red ketchup, it becomes more like red wine. And we know that hypercoagulable states, sludgy blood, is the most common cause of stroke, heart attack, cancers, tumors, neurodegenerative disease, diabetes. There's so much toxins in our bloodstream, and our blood becomes so viscous, it becomes thick. When you put your feet on the ground, like I'm doing right now, and and my feet are on a ground that has been a little bit irrigated, it's a little bit wet, there's good conductivity. I am soaking up millions and millions of electrons right through my body, and these free electrons will intercept free radicals. And when this happens, the body has a shift. And in our experiments, we showed that within 2 seconds of grounding, you get a change in skin conductance. It's almost like a lie detector test. It happens quickly. And what grounding does, from a cardiac point of view, it improves heart rate variability. It absolutely improves, it shifts the sympathetic nervous system back to the point where our nervous system has more tranquility in it. We call it vagal stimulation. So I am so bullish on grounding as the most primitive, easiest, cheapest way of creating optimum health. Barefoot in the park, walk on concrete, walk on the beach, walk on sand, go surfing. When you're golfing, take off your shoes for a little bit, ground. After you fly in an airplane, ground. When you do these things, you're really helping the body to achieve an optimal state of homeostasis.
When the person is grounded, you see the blood? You see how quick it's moving? That's an increased zeta potential, as opposed to the blood on the other side. Like you right now, if you're grounded, your blood is flowing, as long as you stay grounded.
And it also thins the blood, so you're less likely to have a heart attack and a stroke. And in fact, it thins the blood so much that if you're taking a blood thinner, you have to lower the dose.
I'm standing almost directly underneath power lines, and my voltage is 0.6 as opposed to 0.006, so it's nearly 100 times more voltage in my body simply by standing here. Now, just to show you an example of being earthed, I've got my rubber soled shoes on. I'm going to kick them off, and now look at my voltage. It's back down to 0.014 on bare feet.
You know, Clint had this incredible insight about using the earth as a way of healing the body. And I said to him, I said, look, all you got to do is show that earthing reduces inflammation, and you can sink your teeth into it, because inflammation is the root cause of coronary disease, cancer, thyroid disease, neurodegenerative disease, diabetes, you name it. You know, inflammation is the root cause of disease. And basically, what the energy of the earth is, it's really simple. The earth is struck by lightning thousands of times per minute, especially around the equator. When the lightning strikes the earth, or when there's solar flares from the atmosphere, you know, billions and trillions of electrons get infiltrated into the earth. Now, the electrons have a negative charge. Now, our bodies, because they're so toxic, our bodies are a sea of chemicals, and we're a sea of electric charge, and it's a positive electric charge from what we call free radical oxidative stress. So our bodies are starving for electrons, literally starving. But then there's hope on the horizon, and the hope is grounding. And what grounding does, it puts out the fire. It douses the fires of inflammation.
Grounding's proponents say this grounding can reduce inflammation, pain, and stress.
Earthing has actually received a patent as a method of preventing and reducing inflammation. What earthing specifically does is it helps enhance circulation. So with increased circulation, now you have more energy, you have more nutrients, you're carrying away more wastes. So that has a tremendous positive effect on the body. In everything that I have been researching over the last 13 years, earthing is the one that stands out because it is so simple. Everyone can do it. All you need to do is either take your shoes off and go barefoot outside.
The forces of nature, no matter how random, gift the surface of the earth with energy. It affects everything. The ancients knew this. I didn't.
He has made one of the most significant health discoveries of all time.
One man rediscovered a secret.
I have absolutely no pain in my back whatsoever.
And now long term, I don't have pain at all anymore.
I noticed that I was sleeping better. I had a deeper sleep.
I used to not be able to just reach up.
It would transform my hometown forever.
Penicillin was a revolution in medicine. This is a revolution in healthcare that transcends penicillin.
The earth knew what the patients needed.
We need to be connected with the earth, which gave us birth.
The thing about earthing, it's such a simple and so profound and powerful concept. And it's right there beneath our feet.
If there is a message at all about earthing, it really is about our connection with nature, with the planet, with the universe.
It would bring a man that walked on the moon to my doorstep.
Is this a wire that's connecting them?
Yeah, it's a wire and then there's a mesh. And it becomes really distinct over time. This poor little sunflower that's not connected starts to wither and wilt. And the one that's connected to the earth is still vibrant and strong.
So you'll entail visiting?
You know, we're here to shoot this movie and basically tell the world about the medicinal benefits, which are absolutely huge. Hopefully you'll take the message home that we got a problem here, but we have a solution, you know? And we got to share the solution with everybody. Just got to share it. And I have to tell you, you know, it's got to start somewhere, you know? And the way to start is everybody's got to get grounded. If you want to read a book, read it in your backyard, put your feet on the ground, you know? You know, if you want a sun, just put your feet on the ground. You know, think about that at all times.